Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we turn to talking about leftists and how they're trying to cancel Trump for using the wrong color of triangle in one of his ads. In fact, we have two stories involving possibly offensive triangles that are equally outrageous and silly. Basically, the leftists are trying their darndest to kind of condemn these shapes because they're representing or possibly representing something or part of something they don't like. First, we're going to talk about the Trump story, and then later, we're going to talk about two triangle-shaped rope swings that were hanging in the city of Oakland that some of those people thought were offensive and racist too. But before we get to that, let's talk about Trump. Basically, in this story, Trump came out with this political ad. It was posted on Facebook, and Facebook eventually took it down because they said these triangles were offensive. It was just like an upside-down red triangle. Everyone seeing it probably didn't think much of it. I think the ad was probably made by some low-level video editors or maybe even interns who probably didn't think anything of it. But apparently the left has found a way to connect these triangles to the 1940s Germans and World War II. And we all know what that means. Basically, they're trying to make this whole argument that Trump is an evil dictator from World War II. That's what they always try to compare him to. That's what they always call kind of like everyone they don't like basically all conservatives are like 1940s Germans right now. It's called all the time. Like, it's really ridiculous. It's what's happened over and over again. I mean, I've been called this word. Everyone I've seen like on the internet, any kind of conservative can be called this word. It's kind of like how they call us like angry white people, like white supremacist or something like that. This goes right along with that. And this story and today's topic is equally ridiculous. Let's get some more details. Here's an article from the New York Times. As you can see here, it says, Facebook removes Trump ads displaying symbol used by this group from the 1940s. This group is obviously the offensive group who killed many people. They started the war. They captured and put away all these Jewish people, killed millions of them. They're very negative, and no one is defending that. Like, no one likes that group. No one's trying to be like that group. That's just ridiculous, and it's just a very cheap attempt by the liberals to try and say, Trump is racist. All conservatives are these 1940s Germans, and it's just not true. It's just not the case. And this triangle thing is obviously just some kind of small coincidence. But regardless, lots of leftists are latching onto it. We've seen them talk about it on Twitter. We've seen them talk about it on these articles. We're about to read this New York Times article. And the main point is, and the main thing that I want to get out before we start it is, they're trying to say this is like a dog whistle. Dog whistle is what a lot of leftists use to attack conservatives, because what they use is this term dog whistle means you're secretly saying something else. So the explanation goes like this. A dog whistle is when you blow a whistle and only a dog can hear it, right? Like, you don't hear any noise when you blow a dog whistle as a human, but the dog hears it and it comes running. And in this political context, a dog whistle is when you say something like you blow a whistle, but no one hears the actual whistle besides your dogs or your followers. They'll hear your secret message. And in this case, they're implying Trump is like a secret racist. That's the whole thing. We're secretly offensive. And that's the kind of thing where it's just like, I have to say, to debunk it right away, it's like a secret racist is kind of like the least thing to worry about. Like, if you're secretly racist, it's like, are you even that bad? I mean, there's nothing really wrong. Like, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything racist. You're not even saying anything racist. You have secret racist things. But the point is, we're not secret racist. Like, that's not even true. But even if it was, it's like the weakest argument ever. It's like saying you secretly love the New York Yankees, or you secretly want to kill your parents or something. I mean, as long as it's a secret and it's not happening, it doesn't really matter that much. It's just a little thing, and they're trying to blow it up into something it's really not. Let's read into the article now, and then we'll talk more. Facebook on Thursday removed advertisements posted on its platform by the Trump campaign that prominently featured a symbol used by the 1940s Germans to classify political prisoners during World War II, saying the imagery violated company policy. Now, here's the trick about that on this website. I thought about just showing you the image and showing you what it is, but explaining it's just better. And if I show you, I could get deleted or something because of it. I mean, if Facebook is taking down stuff that shows the symbol, I don't know if we can actually show it, but just to explain it, it's really simple. It's a triangle that's red. I mean, that's all it is. It's a red triangle. It happens to be upside down. So, the flat top is on the top, it points on the bottom. And this is apparently a symbol that this bad group used many, many years ago. But it's also just so common. I mean, there's no specifics about it. It's like it's not like their other symbol that is very, very unique and would never be used by accident. Like that symbol, their normal symbol is obvious, but this is just a triangle. It's like saying a blue circle is racist because it's the same shape as this planet Earth or something. You know, it's just so vague and obvious. And the other thing I think that's funny about this story is they don't even show the pictures in the articles. Like they try to talk about it and try to give you guys a story and compare people to World War II villains, but they don't show you in the article either, which I found strange. I feel like they're trying not to show it. They don't want people to see, oh, it's just a triangle, it's not that big a deal. No, they want to tell you the story with words to make it seem worse. The Trump campaign had used the ads with a picture of a large red triangle to inveigh against Antifa, a loose collective of anti-fascist protesters that President Trump has blamed for violence and vandalism during the nationwide protest against racial injustice. There is scant evidence that Antifa has been involved in any coordinated campaigns during the demonstrations. Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, this is a total lie. Like, we all know that Antifa is out there causing riots, tearing down stores. They have their flags, they have their logo. I mean, this is just straight up New York Times covering for criminals. And then they want to act like Trump is the bad guy. Trump's trying to call out the violence and vandalism that was obviously, Antifa was obviously a part of it. I mean, anyone denying that is a straight up liar. And you can find the proof of that online all over the place. We've seen all the videos. And the fact of the matter is, New York Times is playing cover up. They're covering this and they're saying there's scant evidence. And then on top of that, they're trying to justify those protests like, oh, this is for racial injustice. Oh, we're saving the world with this BLM stuff. But there's no racial injustice. Like, there was no racism in the initial event. The only racism out there is anti-white. The only thing they're doing is saying all white people are racist and they hate this and that. I mean, that's the real racism. There's no, oh, this person wouldn't have got arrested if they weren't black. Like, that never happened. There was no proven racism. And this part really gets me heated, honestly. Dangerous mobs of far-left groups are running through our streets and causing absolute mayhem, the campaign's Facebook ad said. Beneath the text was the red triangle, a symbol of the 1940s Germans, used to identify communist and other political prisoners in concentration camps, just as they used a pink triangle to identify people they labeled as homosexual. It is not clear if the Trump campaign was familiar with the origin of the symbol, which was reclaimed after World War II by some anti-fascists in Britain and Germany, in the same way that various political groups over the years have reclaimed words and symbols used to oppress them. So already, we're not talking about the turn. You know, they give you the premise and they give you the setup, but the turn is that the reason Trump used the symbol was because of these anti-fascists. It wasn't because of World War II. I mean, that was whatever, 80 years ago. We're talking about less years ago. We're talking about the present. Like, let's have a timeline here. But the problem is leftists find it so easy and they time travel at will, and they just want to compare everyone to these worst groups in the past. And the reason they're doing that is because there's not that much bad stuff in the present. There's no racism. There's no concentration camps in America. If you want to find some of those, actually, if you want to see some real internment camps, they should turn to other countries. China has them. You know, Far East countries, a lot of places in like the Middle East and India, they have child labor and like modern day slavery, but no one wants to talk about that. All they want to do is go in the past, talk about World War II, talk about the Civil War era. They want to talk about America's mistakes, like we're the worst in the world, but that's not true. We're actually the best, and we're actually the first people to end a lot of these problems. We stopped the Germans in World War II. We ended slavery with the Civil War. So they're really not giving us credit, and they're really just being hard on us. You got to remember that. It seems like we're so bad because we're at the top and we're in the spotlight, and they're being hard on us because, you know, they're jealous. They know that America's the top country. We're the last remaining superpower. Sure, some other ones are popping up, but, you know, they're just ridiculous. No one likes China. No one wants to move to China. Everyone wants to be American. Everyone wants to work in Hollywood or go to New York City or Miami. Like, we're the place to be. China is the place you go when you want cheap plastic crap or you want to, like, I don't know, do something illegal, go to a wet market or something. America's the place you want to be if you want to get rich, become a billionaire, make movies, star in TV shows, whatever it may be. Be a musician, be a farmer, whatever you like. You know, that's why people love America, and that's why we get attacked the most. It's like out of jealousy, and they want to bring up all our bad things in the past. And no one's talking as much about China or India because no one cares. And then on top of that, they're also putting bad press onto us. Like, we know that the Far East, we know the Middle Kingdom is sending in operatives. They're controlling the media. The mainstream media is like lock in step with China. They're supporting them, they're defending them, and more importantly, they're ignoring all their very, very bad things that they're doing right now in the present. Next, we're going to talk about another triangle. This one happened in Oakland. This is similar, a little different, but I found it interesting because if you look at this picture, before we get to this article, this is from ABC News, and this is the picture, this is the controversial thing that happened in this Oakland area. And basically, it was these rope swings. This is the triangle on a rope. It has an obvious handle, but someone thought this was put here to hang people or something. I don't know where they got this idea. Like, I don't know why they're so intent on finding racism and offensiveness everywhere, but this is obviously a rope swing to me. I mean, look at this. There's two handles. You swing on it, and it's just so ridiculous. And the funniest part about this story, before we even get to it, is, okay, first of all, we've got more racist triangles, right? This is becoming a big story in Oakland. Like, this thing has gotten out of control. First, the mayor was condemning this. And then next, this guy comes out and says, no, that was my workout swings. And guess what? Guess who the guy was? It was a black guy. A black guy put these rope swings up to work out. And everyone's turning it into this crazy story. And in fact, now I heard there was an effigy there, like someone put a fake dead body below this to try to make it a whole other story. And it's just turned into a whole mess. It's really ridiculous. And that's the theme for today, is triangles are offensive now, or possibly what the more important thing is, they're secretly offensive. Like, not on the surface level are they offensive. With the Trump ad, it was just a red triangle. With this rope swing, it's just something hanging off a tree. Doesn't seem like much, but liberals come in and they want everything to be racist. So they have that mindset, and then that just gets the story going for them. They're like, how can I make something racist? How can I tie this back to an evil group? Like, how can I make Trump look like an evil dictator? It's just totally insane, really silly, and it just goes to show how far gone the left has become. Here's the story. Originally, it says nooses in Oakland Park where exercise aid man says, and that man ended up being a black dude. But that didn't stop the news from going on about it, reporting on it. The mayor's talking about it. They're trying to end racism, and they had to remove the swing. It's just a whole mess. It's just really sad, and it's just really fun to watch. I mean, honestly, it's really fun to watch because we're talking about just a couple of ropes in a park somewhere, someone to either play with or work out. And in addition, we're talking about Trump making a campaign ad with the red triangle, referencing another group, like specifically stated, like he was saying, hey, these red triangles represent these anti-fascists. Now we have anti-fascists in the present. This is all true. This is all verifiable. But the liberal media is like, no, let's jump back. Let's ignore that. I mean, he's explaining it, but let's just ignore it. Let's make it secretly racist. Insane. Just crazy. This is crazy. That about wraps things up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you comment your thoughts on everything below. Also, hit that like button to help this video get shared. Smash the thumb. And until next time, you guys have a great day. Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about our new second channel. NoBS News has been really ramping up recently. We've got over 10,000 subscribers now, and it's growing each and every day. This is a new extra channel where I can give you guys more content, which includes extra videos, sometimes streams, sometimes other fun things too, clip shows, whatever you like. NoBS News is going to have it there for you. So make sure you check it out by either searching NoBS News on YouTube or clicking the link below this video. Thanks for your time. Have a good one.